Hey everyone, my name is Teresa and I have some very, very big news. Hi guys, like I said, this is Teresa. Welcome to my channel, Sweet T Reads. And there might be something a little bit different about me that you may just happen to notice. Oh, what's this? What is that you say? You guys, I'm engaged. Like, okay, think of the happy dance like emoji or gif with Jonah Hill. I think he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm engaged, you guys. So the camera is of course not gonna want to pick this up like at all. So I'll put in a clip here of my ring. It's so pretty. I just like every now and then it catches the light and I'm like, oh wow, sparkly. And I am not a like overly sparkly person, but it makes me so happy. So yeah, guys, I'm engaged. If you subscribe to my channel and if you've seen my community posts, you may already know this, but if you don't, I am definitely going to be one of those annoying newly engaged women that is like, look, did you notice? Did you see? Did you see there's something different about me? Yeah, because guys, I've been waiting 12 years, 10 months, and 18 days for this to happen. Okay? Long, long time. So I'm a little bit ecstatic. Yes, you heard that right. We were together 12 years, almost 13 years before that man asked me to be his wife. Only God is what I'm going to say. Only God has got us through it because there were many a time when I was like, oh, 12 years is a long time, guys. It's a long time. God is faithful, and here we are. We're engaged. Okay, so I'll come back to that in a minute. I need to kind of talk about some other things first, but I promise I will come back to the engagement story. Well, I guess I should introduce myself for those of you who are new here because this is the first video on my channel of 2026. And y'all, as I am filming this video today, January 26th of 2026, it is also the 6th year anniversary. My booktube channel is my booktube channel's 6th birthday, you guys. Isn't that crazy? 6 on January 26th of 2026. That was not something that I had planned. It's just how it worked out. So my YouTube channel is officially 6 years old today, which is absolutely wild to think about. Like, so insane. I've definitely not done 6 years worth of content on this channel, and I have not been here the entire 6 years. For those of you who are new, I had to take a very, very large hiatus. It was over a year. It was like a year and a half hiatus from Booktube, from posting any content at all, due to a very serious car accident that I was in. And then before that happened, I wasn't able to post because my computer, my hardware fried, and I was dealing with that. And then I finally got that figured out, and the car accident happened. So it's been a lot. It's been a long time since I've been very consistent on Booktube. And, when I first started, it was January of 2020 and things were up and we're like, oh, the roaring 20s are coming back. And then everything happened and you'll know how the story goes from there. So it has been a long, long journey on Booktube, but I'm so grateful to each and every one of you who have been here since the beginning, and those of you who have just recently found me, or maybe this is your first video by me. Thank you so much for checking out my channel, sticking it out with me. I do also, if you are new and do not know, I do have a lot of invisible disabilities, specifically regarding like chronic illness. And so there have been times where I've taken big breaks in the past due to my illness. And there'll probably be times in the future when I disappear for a bit due to my illness. So a bit of what I want to talk to you all about today is kind of the future of this channel. Where is it going now that I am engaged? What is this channel going to be? Is this channel still going to exist? Because I'm getting married, I'm moving states, I'm moving like 8 hours away, and a whole lot of things are going to change. So let's talk about what's happening for this channel. It's a brand new year, 2026, brand new me. I am a fiance, you guys. I am no longer a girlfriend. My last video you saw of me, I was a girlfriend. This video, I'm a fiance. So I'm sorry, I won't harp on it too much. You'll have no idea how long I've waited for this day to come. I'm trying to think of like how should I structure this video. I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. This is gonna be a long video. So buckle up, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, get all cozy warm, or try and stay cool if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Is it the Southern Hemisphere, I think? Yes, the Southern Hemisphere, because you're in the middle of summer right now. And let's talk about all of the things. I'm just going to let myself ramble away in this video because there's so much that I need to talk to y'all about, and I just want to get this video up. I don't want to sit down and try and structure things out. Moving forward, I will really work on structuring my videos more, but as of now, I'm just going to talk and hope that I can figure things out in editing. I'm probably going to make it worse for myself in editing, but you know what? We're here. We're just going to do it. Okay, so let's talk about BookTube first. Since it is my sixth, that is hard to say when you have a lisp. It is year 6 of being on BookTube. My sixth BookTube birthday or anniversary. That's crazy, guys. I have been around the BookTube universe since back in like 2015, 2016, I think is when I first became aware of BookTube. And I actually had a channel before I had this channel. It was the same name, but I started out as a FlossTube channel, which is cross-stitching. And I slowly merged it into a BookTube channel, and then I just restarted all over, shut that channel down, and made this one. So I have been on BookTube longer than 6 years. This specific channel is 6 years old. I think before that, I think technically I've only been on like 7 years total is when I've been actually filming BookTube videos. Again, not consecutively, because I've taken huge breaks, but it was 7 years ago, I believe. 7 or 8 years ago I started. This channel started 6 years ago. As of today, which most likely you're not seeing it the day I'm filming it, but still, I'm excited. This is crazy. 6 years. Absolutely wild. I have grown so much as a person, as a creator, as a community member in the past 6 years, especially this last year, 2025, when I kind of made my comeback to YouTube after my almost 2-year hiatus due to computer crashes and car accidents. I hosted my first readathon last year, and unfortunately, while the readathon itself went great, my ability to do what I wanted to do with the readathon kind of fizzled out. And so I learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and I'm bringing it back again this year. So those of you who know it's the Cryptic Creatures Readathon or the CCR, I am bringing it back next year, or this year. I'm very, very excited. I have a whole lot of things that I'm going to try and implement with it. But thank you all for those of you who stuck with me last year and were part of it. Last year was also amazing because I got to collab with a few other bookish creators, which just, you guys, it warmed my heart so much. Specifically, Leandra from Leandra TV00 and Danni from Danni Dabbles. Both of them asked me to be a part of a collaboration series or video that they were doing, and it really just made me feel so special. And I feel in part that I let them down because I didn't quite be as active as I wanted to be on this channel during that time, but I'm trying to get better at that, and that is one thing, I will be talking about here in a few minutes. I just kind of want to give an overview of last year and really the 6 years that I've been a part of BookTube. When I first started BookTube in 2020, it was obviously before all the poop hit the fan, and things were looking great. No one was expecting what happened to happen. And I had high hopes for the channel. And then, things happened. And since then, I have experienced some pretty severe loss. I've lost a lot of really important people in my life, including my grandparents, and some other just really important people in my life have passed on since 2020. In the past 6 years, there's been a lot of grief, a lot of heartache, a lot of grief with my health. My health has been all over the place in the last 6 years. Sometimes good and sometimes not so good. As I mentioned, I was in a very serious car accident, which I'm still dealing with, but due to legal reasons, I will not be talking about it until everything is done, which who knows when that will be. Just know that I'm doing my best to take care of myself, and yeah, we're gonna skip over that. And let's see, what else about the past 6 years has just been amazing on this channel. The community, and I'm very much specifically talking 2025 because I feel like I had so much growth in 2025 after I came back from, my absence. I met so many new people. I have made so many new friends. Not to say that those of you who have been here since the beginning are not as important. I see every one of you. I recognize people's handles and pictures when they comment. I know those of you who have been here for a very long time, and I'm so grateful to all of you. Since I started this channel, I found the Christian booktube community, which has been such a blessing to me. I myself am not a Christian booktuber, but I am a Christian. And so being able to find people that read similar books and that share the same beliefs as me has been such a blessing. I really also want to thank both Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction and Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails for really helping me find other people within the Christian booktube community. They were kind of the first two people that I really found, and it really helped me connect with others in the community. So I'm really, really thankful to you guys. I really hope that moving forward, I can kind of find my place within that community as well, being that I am not a Christian booktuber in the sense of I read books that aren't considered religious fiction, but I do read books that are. And so I'm trying to kind of find my place in this booktube universe. Now that I've been here for 6 years, I feel like I have a little bit more of understanding and a footing onto like who I am as a booktuber and where I kind of fit in. But I'm still trying to find my people and find my place. I definitely have found so many of you, and you have found me, and I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. And so sorry if I'm not saying everyone's names, because I'm picturing you all in my head of like all the people that I know that comment regularly and have been here forever ago, and just know that I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. So yeah, this past 6 years has been a wild ride, guys, both on BookTube and my personal life. A lot of the past 6 years have not been good for me, but I'm really, really hoping the next 6 years are gonna just upward trajectory, right? I mean, this is obviously a positive. So yeah, I'm being all sappy now. So that's kind of like, I guess, recap of the past 6 years. Like I said, when I started, I had such high hopes, and things are very different now. In 2020, you had like the rise of TikTok and different things like that. So I've always been long form. If you've watched my videos for any amount of time, you know that I can talk a lot. And there's no way that I can fit what I need to say in these tiny little short form content videos, but that's just who I am. And so I'm still trying to kind of figure out what I like and what works for me. But I've just had a blast over the past 6 years, not only posting videos, but watching videos and being involved in the community and getting to know all of you guys has been so wonderful. So happy birthday, Sweet Tea Reads, I guess. Wow, that's so wow. Okay, well, let's talk engagement first, and then I'll get into like where is this channel going in the future, what changes are being made, what are staying the same, and things like that. So I will try and put timestamps so I can remember like down below, or like if I can figure it out, I'll put it in the description. So if you guys don't want to hear about the engagement story, totally cool, totally fine. Will not be offended. If you just want to know about books, then you can skip forward and learn more about like where is this channel going and all that. So engagement time. Okay, guys, once again, it's not going to focus on my ring. Let me see if I can get it to. It's not focusing nearly as much as I would like, but it's a absolutely gorgeous ring, and he went to Jared. So my now fiance, Josh, has been on my, I don't think he's ever actually been on my channel, but I've talked about him a lot. Josh and I have been together, like I said, at the time of our engagement, which was Christmas Eve, 2025. I know it's cliche, but guys, it could not have been a more perfect proposal. So we have been together. We started dating January 6, 2013. Okay, it was when Josh and I officially started dating, and we got engaged December 24th, 2025. So I think I calculated it to 12 years. Was it 12 years, 10 months, and 18 days? I'm pretty sure is what I calculated out to be from the time he asked me to be his girlfriend until the time he asked me to be his wife. So basically what happened was we went to Zoo Light, the local zoo here, the Oregon Zoo. Every year they decorate the zoo with these beautiful lights that are like in shapes of animals and just other really fun things that you can go to during Christmas time. And so we were going on Christmas Eve, and I was really annoyed because I was like, oh, Chris, we have so much other things that need to go on Christmas Eve. Like, why are we going to Zoo Lights? And this was my brother had chosen this day a while ago. because unbeknownst to me, Josh and my brother Jordan were scheming for like 8 months, 8 months on this proposal. Okay. And I had no clue. Well, I can't say that's not true. I was suspicious for a few things. One, he mentioned my ring size at one point, and I was like, how the heck do you know my ring size? Like, you do not have a great memory. I don't even know my ring size. So I was like, And then he had told me another point, Josh had told me, I think around Thanksgiving, that he was having difficulty paying a bill, and I was like, oh, what are you trying to do? He's like, oh, just pay a bill. He didn't tell me what the bill was. And usually he'll tell me what the bill was. So I was like, I'm not going to say a thing. I'm not going to ask what it is because I don't want him to lie to me, and I also don't want him to accidentally spill the beans because I want to be surprised, y'all. Yeah, so then I was like, well, maybe it'll happen at Zoo Lights, and so I did my nails. I mean, like, I did it myself. They weren't that good. But I was wearing this, like, big, frumpy, ugly Christmas sweater. I had, like, a beanie on. Like, I wasn't, like, the most, I wasn't that dolled up or whatever. But it was still so special. And I had a feeling at the beginning, I was like, oh, he's gonna ask me. And then halfway through the night, I was like, no, he's not going to. There's no way. Like, this isn't gonna happen. And I was like, don't get your hopes up, because 2 years ago, I was convinced. I was convinced he was gonna ask me, and then he never did. So I was like, okay, don't get your hopes up, because then I'm just gonna get mad at him for something that he didn't even do, because, like, you know what I mean? So I was trying to just be like, oh, it's not going to happen, whatever. And I was okay with that. I was like, just enjoy your night, have fun, don't worry about it. And then we got to this part with dinosaurs. The zoo had dinosaur lights, and I was so excited because if any of you know, I love dinosaurs. I'm obsessed with Jurassic Park. I don't know because of the filter if you can really see, but I've got a dinosaur there. I've got one over there. I've got one over there. They're like kind of scattered all that. She's from Jurassic Park. That's Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park. So, like, I'm obsessed. And we were going to take my picture with, the dinosaur lights. And then I kind of out the corner of my eye, I saw him and my brother talking. And they were kind of whispering. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I decided to get that, like, instant, like, panic. Like, is it happening? Is it happening? But I was like, no. Don't get yourself excited because it might not happen, And I was like trying to keep my expectations low, because if it didn't happen, I would have been crushed. And so they're like, okay, we can take your picture. And so I'm like standing there and I'm like, it's taking a long time. And in my head, I'm like, they're videoing, aren't they? But I'm not saying anything out loud. And so I'm like, okay, it's taking a long time. And finally, like, okay, we're good. And then so I'm like, okay, well, he didn't propose yet. So I start to walk away, and then he kind of grabs me and turns and he gets down on one knee. And I'm just like, I was in so much shock, you guys. Like, I can't even express to you the amount of shock that I was in. Like, they were filming it. You can't hear what I'm saying super, super well, what he's saying, because there was music in the background, but, like, it was so magical. Um, so he gets down on one knee, and I'm like, I think I said, like, seriously? Or something like that. And it's really funny, because I barely remember this. The only reason why I really remember this is because I'd watched the video back so many times, so I'm so grateful that someone was there to film it. But I just remember him getting down on one knee, and I'm like, seriously? And he, like, opens the box, and I was just like, yes. Like, I didn't even think, I didn't even wait for him to ask. It just was yes, an automatic yes. Like, it just came out. And so then he starts laughing, and he's like, I'm just, like, staring at it, right? I'm just staring at this ring. And I'm like, what? And he's like, take the ring. I'm like, you're supposed to ask me a question. Well, I didn't realize that if he was in the middle of asking me, he was like, will you? And I was like, yes. So I interrupted him, and so he was like, well, you already said yes. I'm like, no, you have to ask me. So then he's like, will you marry me? And it's like, yes. And I was like, well, I took the ring. I'm like, you had to put the ring on me, because, like, that's the romantic part. You put the ring on me. So I took my ring off, because I wore a promise ring that he had gotten me years and years ago. I took that one off, and he put this one on, but it didn't quite fit. He did get my size correctly, by the way. The ring that I was wearing was the size that he got, but for whatever reason, the way this one is shaped, it just didn't quite fit. It was really tight. So he's like, it doesn't fit. I'm like, it'll fit. Like, shoved it on my finger, and I was like, And it was funny because I didn't notice. I was completely zoned into what was happening here. But these people were walking by, this couple, and as we were filming, we're doing all this stuff, and she didn't notice what was going on, and then her husband was like, get out of the picture, and she's like, oh gosh, you can see it in the video. It's really funny. I'll probably post the video here too, but it was very, very funny. And then as they walked by, like afterwards, they're like, "Did you just get engaged?" I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "Congratulations!" And it was all a blur, you guys. Like I really only remember a lot of it because I watched the video back. Like truly. But yeah, he officially asked me to marry him. He did on Christmas Eve at the zoo lights in front of the dinosaur lights. You guys, there is literally like there was no other way that he could have done this to be more perfect for me. He did it on Christmas Eve specifically because he said that he wanted to make sure, because he was going to do it at Zoo Lights. My brother just happened to pick Christmas Eve because before that, when he had bought the tickets, he was working, and in the time since he bought the tickets to then, he had injured his foot and he was not able to work. And so really they could have done any time because they already bought the tickets. And he's like, well, Christmas Eve was the only time that I had available, that they had available. So he, Josh didn't pick Christmas Eve on purpose. It just happened to be the night. But he wanted to do it around Christmas time because he knew we were going to be with my family and he wanted to do it while I was with my family so that I could share with my family, hey, my family could be around me and I could tell my mom, I could tell, my siblings and all that, the ones that weren't there. So because he's like, I could have asked you earlier, but he wanted to make sure that I was home so that I could tell my family, which I very much appreciated. So yeah, him and my brother had been scheming this whole time, and my sister, it was so funny. So youngest brother and sister were there at the zoo with their significant others, but my sister didn't know about it. They didn't tell her about it, and she only found out because I went to the bathroom and she heard Josh and Jordan talking, and Jordan asked Josh, like, when you want to do it, and she's like, do what now? And so she had me fix my hat and do all these things, and I was oblivious, right? So yeah, and I'm thankful she did because she was filming it and she actually filmed longer than Jordan did. So I'm grateful that she found out ahead of time. She was so mad though. She's like, "Why did you tell me? I would have taken her to get her nails done and her makeup done." But I would have been more suspicious if that was the case, So anyways, it was beautiful. And then I came home and I told my mom, and we told her by because she had no clue. And so we told her by having her look through photos on my brother's phone until you came to the photo or the video of him kneeling and proposing. And she flipped out. And I'll have to put a clip. It's so funny, you guys. It's so funny. Nope. Yeah.
There it is.
She was so beyond excited because she's obviously been waiting for this day for a very long time as well. It was, yeah. And then that's when it hit me because for this whole time I'm like, this isn't real. I'm literally in shock. Yes, there's a ring on my finger. Yes, he asked me to be his wife, but did he really though? Because I was thinking, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna have all these emotions when he finally asked me, and I was just like, what? I think I was like, are you serious? 20 times, something like that. And then my mom got excited. That's when I was like, okay. And then I started crying too, and it actually hit me at that point. Yeah. So, and then I got to tell, I was slowly telling everybody, family members, because Josh and I were heading back to Idaho where he lives, where I will be moving to, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I live in Oregon. He's in Idaho, in the United States. And he had not told his dad yet. And so I could not post publicly until his dad knew. So we went New Year's Eve. No, we went home on the 30th. And on New Year's Eve, we went over to his dad's to do our Christmas with his dad. And so he told his dad on New Year's Eve. And so that gave me the ability to tell everybody. But I still waited a few days because I wanted to tell a few more family members in person, or I didn't want them to find out via Facebook. So I texted a few of my cousins. I texted a few of my aunts. And then I FaceTime a couple other of my aunts and showed them the ring. And after I kind of I told a few really close friends as well. So after I finally told everyone that I felt like I needed to know in person, that is when I made it official on Facebook. I think it was when was it? It was maybe the first full week of June. What am I saying? January, full week of this month. So it's only been public for 2 weeks. And then it was right around that same time that I posted to YouTube that I was engaged. So, you guys, I'm in heaven. And so as far as all the questions, when's the date, when's all the things, I don't know yet. All I know is I've always wanted my wedding to be the last weekend of September, or right around the last weekend of September, because I want an outdoor wedding. I want a barn wedding. I want a very country wedding. And it's very funny because I've had my whole wedding planned out, my colors, my location, the food I want, the people in my party, all of this planned out since I was in like middle school, okay? I didn't even have a boyfriend. Josh is my first ever official relationship, and we didn't start dating until I was 24 years old. So, you know, but both my best friends when I was in high school got married at like 19 years old. So I just remember like sitting trying to plan one of my friends' weddings, and she's like, "This would be great for yours." And, "Oh, this would be so great for yours." And I'm like, you know, it would kind of help if I even have a boyfriend first. You're actually engaged. Maybe we should plan your wedding. But yeah, I've known for forever what I wanted for my wedding, and so it's easier in that sense of that I already have things picked out. But then it's hard too because like I want a very specific time of year. And I've always wanted that time of year, and I don't want to budge on that time of year. The reason why I've always said the end of September, I don't want it in October because October is my birthday month, and Josh's birthday is in November, so, you know. But I want September because in September it's still warm enough, at least here, and I would say, you know, it's not a guaranteed because it can rain, but usually, on average, it is warm enough in the daylight hours to be outside. You don't have to wear jackets or anything, but it's not so hot that you're all sweating and nasty, right? Like a summer wedding. And that time of September, it's just going to fall. So the leaves are just starting to change. You kind of get that fall smell in the air. And I've always wanted a fall country wedding. So my plan is to do the ceremony outside, the reception in the barn, and kind of like, you know, if they have like an outside part too. But that has always been my dream since I was a very young girl of how I wanted my wedding. So we were thinking doing 2026, but my darn brother, the one that wasn't at the zoo, he proposed to his girlfriend earlier in 2025. He proposed in July of 2025. And while so ecstatic and so happy for him, I love his fiance. I can't wait for her to be my sister-in-law, like officially my sister-in-law. I'm so beyond happy for them. They're like, "Oh, we're probably thinking like the first weekend of October." And I'm like, "No, how dare you?" Because I'm not sharing, y'all. I'm not sharing my day. This is Josh and my day, our day. I ain't sharing the celebration with nobody, nor do I want my brother to have to share. I don't want to have to split the attention. I don't want, you know, we have family that there's from out of town that there's no way they could make 2 trips in 1 year, or that they'd be able to stay that long in between. It's like the only way it would really work out is if we had wedding the next day of wedding, which like neither of us want to do that. So it's not set in stone yet, but almost guaranteed the wedding is going to be in 2027. Which I'm like, we've been together for almost 13 years. Another year is not going to kill me. And that gives me plenty of time to get everything put together, save up money. That's going to be the biggest factor in everything, is how much stuff costs, because holy moly, guys, weddings are expensive. Right, Winter. Yes, go puppy. Yeah, but it's going to be a farm country wedding. I found a venue that I really like, at least from the pictures. I'm going to go tour it soon, sometime this month, when we're going to go tour it and see what we think. This is not the location I've always wanted, but it's the setup I've always wanted. So we'll see what happens. I gotta, you know, we're gonna tour a few places and make sure that we find what works best for us. But as far as now, date is tentatively set for the last weekend of September for 2027. Of course, we've already been working on registry and stuff like that. I will post, just in case anyone, like I'm not, and no one is obligated, but if anyone would like to donate towards our honeymoon fund, or, you know, send us a gift, I will post the registry information when I have it live, which will probably be later this year, like maybe like mid, like summer-ish this year, after we get our engagement photos taken and all of that kind of stuff. We'll go ahead and make the registry live, and then I will post it somewhere on my videos and in my bio and stuff like that. So if anyone would like to bless us in that way, you can, but not expecting it, not obligated. So yeah, that is the engagement story, guys. And then I've just been in like bliss, just enjoying the fact that I'm engaged. I am a fiance. I have a fiance. It's wild. And most likely this little one here that you can not really see, but here, is going to be our ring bearer. Aren't you? Are you going to be the ring pup? You're going to be the ring pup. He's definitely going to be in the wedding. We know that for sure, aren't you? Yes. So I'm going to start dress shopping soon. My sister is my maid of honor, my sister Emily, and gosh, you wait. We are, it's so funny because as soon as I asked her to be my maid of honor, she like instantly got a notebook and started like asking me all of these questions and jotting down all the things. I'm like, good, you can take care of it. I don't have to worry about it. And it's just really funny. But she also worked as a manager at David's Bridal for a few years, and so she kind of knows a little bit about the industry as far as that side goes. So she's really going to help me figure out how to pick my dress, my bridesmaid dresses, and she, you know, knows a bit about weddings. She herself is not married or engaged, but she's been to plenty of weddings. She's helped with plenty of weddings. Ranger, wait, that she can, hopefully help me make things run smoother and do as much as get it all ready, because it's stressful. It's stressful. And speaking of stressful, the dog needs to be fed. So I will be right back, you guys. When I come back, it'll be like a second, not even a second for you. But when I come back, I will talk about what the future of this channel will look like now that I am engaged, now that I am planning a wedding, and that will take up a lot of time, and that I am going to be moving as well. So I'm going to talk about all of that in just a second. Okay, dog is fed. All is good. So let's talk about the future of this channel. Now, as I mentioned, I will be moving to Idaho, but I will not be moving to Idaho until after we are married. So I will still be here at least until September of this year, most likely September of 2027. I gotta fix this camera, so I feel like it's a little crooked. I will be slowly, over time, moving my stuff from here to there. It's over 400 miles from my house to Josh's house or my new house. So it's gonna take a lot, it's gonna take time, and it's gonna be a process moving there. My plan is to pack up basically everything that is non-essential. All my decoration pieces, all of my just random stuff that I have that is non-essential, that I do not need, is all going to be taken to Josh's place or my new house, our new house, to be ready to, for when I move there officially. My books are probably going to be one of the last things I move, quite honestly. Both because, gosh darn it, books are heavy, and also because I like my books. I want my books. I want to be surrounded by my books. So this backdrop, for the most part, will not change until very, very close to when I actually move. You hear squeaking or weird noises in the background, it's because Ranger grabbed his toy. As far as you guys are concerned, as far as this channel is concerned, nothing's changing in the sense of the looks of the channel, because this will still be the same. Really, this will not be moving until like last minute kind of situation. And just because I'm moving and just because I'm getting married, it does not mean this channel is going to go away. So I want to assure you all, I'm still going to be here. My channel's not going anywhere. I'm still here. I'm just going to be eventually in a different location and with a different last name, which is so crazy to think about. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about it. I'll still be here. As far as the quantity of posting, I don't know, guys. I mean, my goal has always been to post once a week, but that's been my goal since the beginning of this channel, and I don't think I've ever completed that. Like consistently ever been able to complete that. So yeah, moving forward, it's probably going to be the same as it's always been. Sporadic videos here and there. You'll get a chunk of a lot of videos, and then you'll get a chunk of no videos for a while. I'm really, really going to try this year to pre-film a lot of things so that I can post content throughout the year and like have a lot of it filmed now when I'm like in the beginning stages of planning, versus towards the end when I'm super busy and my time's taken up for many reasons. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what the Lord has planned for me in 2026, but as far as I can tell you, as of today, January 26, 2026, this channel ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be around. I just might be a bit more scatterbrained than normal. Now, will this channel be turned into a wedding channel? No, this channel will not. This will still stay bookish. Will I do occasional vlogs talking about wedding stuff? Probably. Will they ever see the light of day? Who knows? I vlogged so much last year, you guys. In 2025, I vlogged a lot. A lot. And not a single vlog has ever seen the light of day on this channel because for whatever reason, filming's great, editing, not so much. My brain and editing just don't mash well together. If there is wedding content, it'll either be very specifically labeled, hey, this is about wedding stuff, or it'll be mixed into a vlog. So if you're not interested in that, for whatever reason, that's totally okay. Don't think that all of a sudden this is going to turn into like my wedding channel or me chronicling my wedding. because I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't. I've thought about it, but then at the same time, I'm like, I just want to focus on my wedding, and I just want to focus on us and being engaged and having fun and doing all of the cool things that you get to do when you are engaged. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'll probably be posting pictures here and there on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. But if you were concerned at all, this is going to turn into wedding first, book second. No, wedding will hardly be mentioned at all outside of this video, obviously, unless, again, it's very specific related videos, which I don't even know what that would be on this channel because this is a book channel. So the type of videos that I do plan on posting, nothing's going to change as far as that goes. I still want to post TBRs. I want to post wrap-ups, hauls, unhauls, tags, hopefully vlogs. We shall see if that ever happens. But nothing is really going to change as far as that is concerned. Again, you guys probably won't even notice much of a change because my backdrop is going to stay mostly the same until very close before the wedding, if not even after. It just depends on how the moving situation goes. So for you guys, it doesn't really change anything. It's just for me behind the scenes, things might look a little differently, but I'm still planning on doing as much as I can. I'm still planning on hosting my readathon, like I said. I don't know if it's going to be in September. It was in September last year. It really depends on dates and what we get nailed down, but it will come back. The CCR is coming back, and I'm very, very excited about it. So, you'll hear more later in the year about that. If you want to know about last year's, you can go watch, linked up above, whichever side. You can go and watch that if you want. The only things I think that will realistically be changing that you guys might notice is I'm going to curb my buying habits by a lot. I really, really, really need to not be bringing more books into my home when I'm already going to have to pack up all of these and move them to the new home, and that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Also, I'm going to have to save every penny possible to be able to afford the wedding. So I won't have the money to go out and spend and buy a bunch of new books. Not that I do that anyways, but I thrift a lot. I'll still have book hauls because as of right now, I'm still keeping my book of the month subscription. So that will still come every month. And I still enter into like Goodreads giveaways and stuff like that. So I may still get some books that way. Gifted books, obviously, those are always welcome. I'm not going to be like, no one can gift me books anymore because that's silly. But yeah, other than that, really, I think that's going to slow down. You may see my reading speed slow down, but this was literally a goal from before he even proposed to me, was I wanted to slow down with the amounts of books that I read this year. I feel like a lot of people are doing that. I've noticed in a lot of people's goals for the year, they're talking about how they read like more books than ever the past few years. But this year they're like, yeah, but I want to just take my time with books and enjoy books again. And it's not a race, it's not a competition. So that is something too that I'm going to attempt. You might not be able to notice a difference because it has been a long time since I've actually done full TBRs and wrap-ups every month on my channel, but my reading pace will definitely slow down a bit. Now, the only other thing that you may notice a change of on this channel is my TBR game. Now, don't worry guys, this is not going anywhere. I am still going to be playing Jurassic TBR. I did not play in January for reasons, but starting February, moving forward, I will do my best to play this game every month, but I'm going to change how I play it to make it way more manageable for myself. Basically, in the past, the way I played this game was I had to start here, and to finish the game, I had to go through all of the footprints and complete it at the end. So every single month, I started and finished the board. So moving forward, instead of going start to finish every single month, I will be rolling 4 times. I will roll the dice 4 times, and wherever I end up on the 4th roll is where I will start next month's game. So if I roll 4 times and I land on this black footprint here, then so like for February, then in March, I'll start here and I just play till I finish. If I'm like here and I only get 1 book that month, you know what? We finish the game. That's it. I'm not going to start a new game in the middle of a month. It'll be at the start of every month. Hope that makes sense. So like if we're in like June and I'm like, okay, we started here, and then in June I finish the board, but I finish it in 2 rolls, I'm just not going to continue. Instead of starting again and doing the last 2 rolls, we're just going to end it as it is. And then in July, I'm starting fresh with 4 rolls. So I hope that makes sense. That's really the only change. All the other rules of the board are going to stay the same, which y'all will see when I do my TBR for January, or for February, I mean. But yes, everything else is staying the same. I'm just curbing the amount of rolls I'm doing every month to hopefully lessen the amount of books on my TBR every month, so that is a more reasonable for me to complete. Now, can I read 15 books a month? Yes, I can. Being such a massive mood reader and having health complications as I do, it's not always feasible for me to read all the books off my TBR. Actually, quite honestly, it's very difficult for me to read all the books off of my TBR. And these are my priority reads. So by only adding 4, and due to some of the cards, there might be more than 4 books per month, but on average, 4 books a month for the game is going to be so much more manageable for myself. I'm going to put the board down now. Not only to be able to read them all, but also to make sure that I'm able to give you guys reviews of the books, what I thought about them, give you the wrap-ups, all of the things. It's just going to take a lot of pressure off me and a lot of stress off of me during the month. Will this continue until, after I'm married? I don't know. For the foreseeable future, this is how I'm going to play the game. Instead of playing every month, I'm going to do 4 rolls a month, or the equivalent of however many it takes to complete the board. You know what I mean? As for now, that's how I'm playing. I may decide at some point in the future to bring back where I play the full game, at the beginning of every month, but we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out and what happens, because I have no idea what life is going to be like in a year from now or 6 months from now, quite honestly. So that's really the only major change that you guys will see on this channel, at least for the foreseeable future. Of course, as the wedding date approaches and gets closer and closer, I'm going to be way more focused on that than I am on BookTube, but I will do my best to come on, if I know I'm going to take a month or 2 off, say for my honeymoon or something, right? I will come on and let everybody know that. I will do my best not to disappear, but actually say, hey guys, I'm on my honeymoon, I'll be back this day and we'll see you then. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, I'm most likely not going to get married until September of 2027, which is still a year and a half away, more than a year and a half away. So we've got time, and who knows what will happen between now and then. But that's basically, I think, everything I wanted to tell you all. I will be doing all of my end of year and beginning of year content very, very soon. You'll see it in February, which I know I'm behind on. Most people by the time they hit February are clean slate, moved on. We're solely focused on 2026 now, but I really want to talk about the books I read in 2025. 2025 was one of the best reading years I've ever had in my entire life, guys, as far as the number of 5 stars, the number of really good books, and just the readathons and the fun things that I got to do in 2025. It was one of my favorite reading years. So I want to talk about it. I want to bring in all the stats and all the things. And I also want to talk about 2026's goals, because just because I'm engaged doesn't mean I don't have reading goals and have plans and all of the things. So expect those videos coming very, very soon. Most likely I will be looking the same because I'm going to film them right after this one. I don't feel like changing. I don't know how many of y'all are actually going to watch that content, considering that it is a month, 2 months later than what everyone else puts out, but I'm just still going to put it out, if nothing else, for my own record, and hope that some of you will like it and enjoy it, and hopefully some of you are still with me. I'm sure I lost a lot of people by now because this video is very, very long, but I'm just allowing myself to do a long video and tell you all of the wonderful things that are going to happen in 2026 regarding my life and regarding this channel. I'm just so grateful, y'all, that I've been allowed to be here for 6 years. Now, again, technically, I haven't actively been on BookTube for 6 years, but I started my channel 6 years ago, and I'm so grateful that something that I started 6 years ago is still in place today and is still bringing me joy and is still connecting me with people who find joy in the same things that I find joy in. So if you are a first-time viewer or a very long-time viewer, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching my channel, for subscribing, for sticking it out with me through all of the ups and downs. There's been a lot more downs than ups in the past 6 years, but I'm praying that, things shift and we're on the upward trajectory now. We shall see what happens. That is it for now, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below and let me know something you're really excited for 2026. Me, it's wedding planning. Let me know what your thoughts are, bookish, non-bookish, all of the things down below. Thank you to each and every one of you for hanging out with me. I'm really excited to see where the next 6 years of this channel head, and where my life is going to go now that I am engaged. Thank you again for watching, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, do all the YouTube things, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye. Mom's gonna be so mad if she wasn't here. Woo!
That time!